Okay. What we thought we might do now, because this is the first time we've all been together, like I said, in 25 years. But some of you may have some questions, and why don't you just go ahead and see what it is you'd like to know. And then if we think of anything in the meantime, we'll ask it too. Go.
A quick question for Goldie. Hi, down here. 25 years ago was a different world, a different business. What have you learned of yourself and of the business in that time?
That is the most demanding personal question.
Take an hour.
Wow. You're asking me to go through 25 years of my own personal discovery? One thing? God, is it anything I learned from laughing or just like from the mistakes I made?
You choose.
What?
You choose.
I choose. Basically, what I learned was
Is how to
to
laugh.
be, it's how to laugh, is to be faithful to basically my own values, to what it is I believe in and what I will not betray
yeah.
in terms of who I am.
All right.
Good answer, Goldie.
Okay, we're over here.
She learned that
Wait.
from you, George.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I had a class in that. Kay, come on in. What?
If you could time travel, would you want to go back to the show, or are you satisfied where you are?
No, let's go forward.
Who's that for?
I would love to go back to the show. I
Who
know
asked
it's
you,
fair.
Ruth?
No, she said anyone. She said anyone.
I'm quite happy where I am. I think laughing was a wonderful experience for me, but I think it's added a dimension that I just carried on with me, and I happen to be very satisfied where I am now. There's a lot that's happened, and I like the layers that I've put up on myself. And with all due respect, George, I don't think I can get. I don't think I can get into that bikini anyway.
You were
Anybody
just
else?
glad to put clothes on.
Anybody else?
Well, anybody else? I mean,
Anybody else?
I had a wonderful time myself. It was
I
a lot
did
of fun.
too.
It was like all a blur now that came back to me tonight. But it was fun.
Was laughing a turning point in your lives, and you can just
Oh,
shake
yeah.
yes or no?
Absolutely.
And anybody who has something
turn.
special
Laughing
to
turned
say
our
I like to
about what happened to you as a result of laughing, speak up. Anybody who has something special to say about what happened to you as a result of laughing, directly speak
I
up.
got mugged once.
Joanne did it.
Well, when you lead the kind of life I lead, that's special.
See, I don't think it's going backward in time
No,
if
not. Right.
if the show can have the amount of writers that we had on this show. What were there, 15, George? George, hey, listen, pay attention.
At least 15, and they
that,
bred.
That, I see, has been the biggest mistakes of a lot of shows that I personally have guested on where they were total comedy. You know, I'm talking about just the television shows. And they would never have enough. They'd only have 1 or 2 writers, and that's not enough to do a weekly thing where you want things to change and be up and be bright and different. And I had such a great time on this show, and I never dreaded going to work unless I just didn't sleep enough the night before. I mean that with all my heart and soul. And
Why didn't you
therefore, I
sleep
would
enough,
love
Ruth?
to be on another show
Why didn't you sleep
where
enough?
I enjoyed going to work like that. You know,
We
Ruth
were a
was-
family. We were a family.
Ruth was talking about the writers, and there's a couple of them here tonight that I'd really like for you to meet. One of them is Artie Johnson's brother.
Coslow.
Yo,
Coslow. He's his younger brother. And Jeremy worked as a writer, and a man who worked on the show, like from the very, very beginning, came up with the title Laugh In, and worked over there at the Toluca Capri Motel, where we had all of these writers and scouts, and they used to be getting raids, and the stories about them are hysterical. But the man who worked in the beginning and worked tirelessly on a lot of the things is here tonight. He came back. He's teaching professor now in Albuquerque. Where's Digby Wolf? Where's Digby? There he is. And he looks as good today as he did then, and we had a few laughs. Maybe later, if this gets a little looser, we'll tell you some censor stories. But we should. Can I point out one thing? The man who originally bought the show is here, and was very supportive in the sense it would sit in his outside office and go, God, do you know what they're saying now? And Herb, the wonderful thing is he said, I don't even understand what they're saying now. But the man who bought the show, Herb Schlosser. And he came all the way from was one of the best friends we ever had. And the man who bought the special you ought to say hello to, which you met him here. Were you on stage yesterday? You were not only on stage, you were on the news. Warren Littlefield. The man who bought this show. Okay. So, all right, now, yes.
Question for Dick Martin. What was your first thought, your first reaction when you came out here tonight and you saw all your Laugh-In cohorts with you?
I was kind of surprised they were all still alive. Been a while.
Dare you? That's it. We'll leave it. I agree.
Not one of them has changed. Every one of them looks like they just came off the set of Laugh-In. They are marvelous.
Oh, thanks, Dick.
Do you have a particular memory about an episode or an installment or
Yes, there
something
was a
happened
girl in the
like
cocktail party, but I can't go into that.
There were a lot of girls in the cocktail party.
Oh, yeah. And Dick had them all.
Okay, yeah. What?
Hello.
What?
I have a very interesting sort of question that's in a different line. I want to know, since I have the floor, I'd like to ask Goldie and Lily at this point, do you distinguish in your lives the difference between who you are as a human being and what you do? Do you live out of that?
Could
And
we have
I
another
wanna know
question?
I'm glad it's you and Lily.
Do you live in that distinction? And are you aware of it?
I mean,
Because
There's a series.
hold on.
could we get back to you? Here, come on.
Dick Martin, dear.
All right, wait, one
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
Kay Gardella, here. Okay.
Calm down. I know it's
What?
very unusual.
To the members of the cast,
What?
Well, hello.
if you had a socket to somebody, who today would you socket to? That lady right there.
Her.
The lady that asked that.
You got an answer? You got an answer for that one? No.
Always knows Judy.
We have another one. Here we
Dick
go, right
Martin,
here.
dear boy. Even with this stellar group, a great, tremendous stellar group, Dan is greatly missed tonight.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Dick, can you give us an inkling of what he brought to the show?
Oh, he was very protective of all of us.
He was,
Alan says he was the pivotal point.
Pivotal point.
Dick, you were part of the team. Would you tell us what he brought to the show?
he brought a great deal of class.
Yes. That's right.
And he brought a great deal of know-how to keep things moving. He did that with me for 25 years and was very good at it.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Here, what's it, Jerry?
Thank you. For anybody who'd like to answer up there, right in front of you here in the center, Laugh-In was very much a child of its time, it seems. Do you think in the world the way it is today, a Laugh-In could work in 1993?
Absolutely.
Yes, I think it's almost
Sure, I think it's essential,
Yes.
actually. Nobody's having any fun anymore. No one's
there's a lot of-
laughing enough.
Well, Saturday Night Live really did kind of pick up on those
Yeah.
current issues. Unfortunately, it's on very late at night. What would be nice would be able to have some fun with all the truisms that were going on and what we were able to do on prime time, so young people can become as enlightened as we were.
with laughter, lots of laughter.
Yeah, lots of love.
We did get to see an awful lot of the stuff that was on the Monday night or the Monday morning reading because Lorne Michaels was one of our writers for the last 2 years. And we'd say, gee, I wish we could do that, but you can't do that at 8 o'clock at night. And we saw it pop up at 1 o'clock in the morning about 2 years later, and it was all good stuff, and we wish we could have done it.